Okay, for starters, this is an 03. I don't know how many years they've made it this way. But you gotta take this nut off. There's a little plastic cap. Take a screwdriver and just pop it off. And there's a little notch right here. You can put your screwdriver in and pop the little plastic cap off. 15 millimeter. Fits it nicely. Take the nut off, and usually you can just pull up and wiggle them off. If that doesn't, be careful, you don't want to crack the windshield. If that doesn't work, you can take a pry bar and just kind of tug on it just a little bit. I did spray it with some WD-40. Probably hit it one more time with WD-40, but you don't want to put any pressure on the windshield because it will crack, especially on a cold day like today. So let me see if I can get these off without breaking anything. I've had them off before, so they should come off. And while I got them off, I'm gonna paint them. Okay guys, so the nuts came out real easy. I knew they would. I've had these off a few years ago. So hopefully these wipers will pop back off pretty easy. Yeah, look at that. Woo, that was a lot easier than last time. I've taken a bunch of these things off in my I do restoration car work for car dealers. So while I got these off, this one off, or both of them, get both of them off, I'm gonna paint these things. As you can see, they're pretty nasty. So we pop the other one off. I'm gonna turn the tripod where you can see that also. Pardon me. Yeah, it comes right off. Okay, that's the trick. Probably not a bad idea to lube these things before you take them off. It worked out great. Okay, in order to get this cowl out, you have to push. I think that's a push pin, I believe. And right in there is a T25 Torx bit, is what I call them. If you guys can see that. And there's one on the end over here, one here, one here, one here, and of course one on that end over there. So what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that right? So let me pop those out, and that'll get the plastic cowl out of the way, and that will reveal the bolts to take the metal cowl out, and we'll show you that. So we'll be right back. Okay, so I got all those little Torx screws out. This piece is ready to come off. Just got to disconnect the, as you can see up under here, windshield washer tubes, and I just disconnect the one right here, and it works its way through the little opening there. It's like the grommets popped out. I'll just disconnect it there. We'll pull that off. Okay, so I got that out. It was a bit of a, just kind of have to pull it through the hinges here. As you can see, it's too wide, so you just kind of lift up on it and tweak it. As you can see, it's too wide. I should have showed you it was too wide. So just lift it up off the windshield wiper post and just kind of tweak it out around one side and the other, and it comes on off. So now that we got that out of the way, these are the bolts up here. You take these bolts that are loose, and I think there's maybe two, there's some in there too, right there. Maybe one down in there, I'm not sure, but I can't remember. I'm gonna start off with taking these loose. They look like they might be either 8 or 10 millimeter. So just pop those loose, and I believe, if I ain't mistaken, I don't have to do anything with the wiper. I may. Can't remember. Yeah, we'll get into it in just a second. Okay, guys, I've been thinking about this. If I remember correctly, this entire thing comes out as an assembly, wiper motor and all. So all you have to do is just unplug it right here. So you pull that little red tab back, and that harness comes out. Then it unlocks that harness. So and then the whole thing comes out when you pop these bolts off across the top. I believe, I remember it was pretty simple. There's a bolt there, it probably needs to come out. But yeah, I don't think you have to do anything crazy. So this all right, guys, there's another harness right here. Pull that up. To here. And wiggle this booger out. That's why you push down on it. I'm sorry. There we go. Push down. You pull that little red tab up right there, and you push down on that. That's how it works. I don't do these new cars that often. All right, so let's pop these bolts here out. See if I can have a shorter extension bar to that. It's too long. I think I've got these down here I got to pop out too, but let's get these. And these are across the top here. These are 10 millimeter. That one ain't. I'm not sure how that one in the middle got to be a bigger bolt, but it did. And this is not a 10, it's not a 13. So that means it's a 12, right? That's a... Yes. I think it's these two on the end down here. I believe. Alrighty. I'll just loosen them up. See if this piece wiggles around a little bit. Yeah, I know I could have looked at a video, refreshed my memory, but yeah, it's wiggling already. Just taking those two out, too loose. By the way, those are 13 millimeter. I don't know if you can see that or not. And it still feels like there's something holding it. I'm thinking it's the ones across the back. Gotta be, yeah, those have gotta be holding it. Yep, that was it. Okay. Run a longer extension bar for those in the very, there's two in the very back, go to the firewall. And they were kind of loose, which means those are the ones I've taken out before. I took this off. Oh, very good. Whew. Slow down, Bob. Don't go so fast. Trying to keep from boring you guys. So. Tightening up, it'll start to come out. pretty neat how they make this. I wish all these front wheel drive cars had a removable cowl. Makes it nice. And you'll see what I mean here in a minute, I believe. One guy was saying you have to remove the intake manifold. I sure hope he don't know what he's talking about. I'm not going to do all that today. We'll put all this back together if that's the case. All right, they're pretty long bolts, you know, Chrysler. They got to run the bolt from the firewall to the back seat. Alrighty. Yes. Let's take these other bolts out. That ponster right away would help. Okay. Let's see. Still says another bolt in there. Lord have mercy. And probably one in each corner back here, guys. A little dark in here. I see it now, though. And it's loose. That explains it. And right up in here, kind of between the hood hinge and the wiper pit post is where these bolts are at. She's getting looser all the time, so we're running out of bolts. I'm getting hungry. Who wants to go buy me a sandwich? Woo! Let's see here. I may have to string up a fluorescent light. Oh, gosh, I got a good LED light I could probably bring out here. Alrighty. Down to the short rows now, guys. Get in your way there. Let's see, is that, I believe that's all the bolts. Let's see here. Yeah, okay, so this thing should just lift out. It's got the studs here, so you got to lift above the studs. And there she comes. Look at her. Let's put this out of the way over here somewhere. So you just lift that entire cowl out. That is neat. I like that.